What is up, bros and broettes, and welcome to the top 10 most overpowered guns in Call of Duty history. This is a series that I'm starting today that's about the top 10 things in the Call of Duty franchise. There will also be other videos like top 5 in a certain game like Call of Duty Ghosts, top 5, let's say, guns in Call of Duty Ghosts. Wink wink, nudge nudge, maybe next week. But this one is top 10 most overpowered guns in Call of Duty history, so let's get right into it. Starting at number 10 is the ACR from Modern Warfare 2. This gun was unreal. This was my nuke machine. This is what I'd go to when I was playing Modern Warfare 2 and I would want to go out and get a nuke. The reason why this gun was so good is for two reasons. It had an awesome range and it had no recoil whatsoever. It didn't have the best damage in the game, but those two things put together making winning gunfights so easy. Every time you get in a gunfight with this game, you don't have to worry about recoil, just pull the trigger and shoot. Coming in at number 9 is the Deagle from Call of Duty 4. Now, this gun was a beast compared to the other secondaries in Call of Duty 4. It was a pistol that had double the damage of some of the pistols in that game. And it was so good because you could spam your trigger finger as fast as you possibly wanted, and it wouldn't stop it until, after the game's life cycle, it got nerfed so that you could only spam the trigger so fast. They tried to make it even, but still, the Deagle was the best pistol in that game, by far. Coming in at number 8 is another gun from Call of Duty 4. This gun is the MP5. Now, this gun you may not consider to be overpowered, however, it was used so much in that game that in my eyes, it was overpowered. Whenever I would get in a gunfight with another SMG or even an assault rifle against this gun, I would always lose. And because of this, I have to make it an overpowered gun. I don't know if you agree with me, but let me know in the comment section below. This is probably the gun in this top 10 that'll be the most controversial in this video. Coming in at number 7, we got the SPAS 12 from Modern Warfare 2. This was a really good gun. It had really good damage, really good range, and you barely ever got hit markers with it. That's why it was so good. It was a killing machine back in Modern Warfare 2. You may be wondering why the Model 1887s aren't on here, and a spoiler alert, they are not on this entire video, is because I find them more of a glitch than I do a good gun. There is a gun later where we'll be talking about this again, but I consider this Model 1887s to be more of a glitch because literally you could snipe people with those, whereas the SPAS 12 actually had a limit to its range, and it was still a really good, if not overpowered, gun. Going to the current Call of Duty, we're going to put in the MSBS from Call of Duty Ghosts. It is not overpowered anymore, but when the game was first released, the MSBS was a god gun. It would kill everyone in one burst, and there was no gun that could compare to it. And the reason why I'm including this gun, even though it got patched, is because that gun played the way it meant to be played. It was a gun that was a burst rifle that was supposed to kill people quick because it was a burst rifle, but they had the damage way too high. They had the damage at a maximum of 55 damage per bullet, which means with a 3-burst gun, you could almost kill 2 people with 1 burst. It was just ridiculous, ridiculous, and it's such a good thing that they patched it, but it was so overpowered, and that's why it made this list. Coming in at the halfway point, number 5 from Modern Warfare 3, the MP7. Now, this gun no one really knew about at the beginning of the game's life cycle, and then the pros got their hands on it. They started using it with no sights, basically didn't have to aim down sights, and would just spray from the hip half the time and get kills. Once this leaked over into public matches, it became so widely used, and people would just get destroyed by this gun. So that is why the MP7 comes in at right at the halfway point, number 5. Coming in at number 4, we got the M16 from Call of Duty 4. Now, we were just talking about burst weapons when we were talking about the MSBS, and I was explaining how that weapon was overpowered. The M16 was basically the MSBS unpatched, and it never got patched in Call of Duty 4. It was almost always a 1-burst weapon, and everyone would use it because it would just outclass all of the other assault rifles because of that 1 burst. So because of the fact of that 1 burst and that it never got patched in Call of Duty 4, that is why the M16 is so high on this list. You may be wondering what guns can possibly be more overpowered than the ones we've already talked about. And coming in at number 3 is the Akimbo FMG9s from Modern Warfare 3. These were unstoppable. These two guns, when you use both of them with Akimbo, were more deadly than most of the primary weapons used in Modern Warfare 3. These guns were basically could spit out like thousands of bullets per minute because you had 2 of them with such a high fire rate, and the spread on them wasn't that wide. So because of that, this gun comes in at number 3 on the list. Coming in at number 2 is the FMAS from Black Ops 1. Now, we haven't seen a gun from Black Ops 1 yet, and that's because the FMAS was just so good in that game. There was really no gun that compete with it. There was AK-47U, or 74U, sorry, but the problem with that is that it had no range, whereas the FMAS had the fast rate of fire, the long range, it had everything, very low recoil, and to me, that gun in that game just completely dominated. If you watch the pro scene, most of the pros used that gun, and that game became so stale because that is the only gun people would use. Even the Galil, which I consider the second best assault rifle in that game, was nothing compared to the FMAS. And coming in at number 1, the only gun in any Call of Duty game that could single-handedly destroy a Call of Duty game altogether is the MP40 from Call of Duty World at War. This gun was complete and utter bullshit. If you put this gun on with extended mags, with Juggernaut, you were unbeatable in this game. You basically had a 2-hit kill from anywhere on the map with an enormous mag, because you had the round drum magazine, and on top of that, you could use Juggernaut, so it would take more to kill you. You were absolutely freaking unstoppable with the MP40. And me personally, by the end of World at War's life cycle, I could barely play the game because I was so frustrated that everyone in this entire game was using the MP40 and had such a huge advantage against anyone not using the MP40. It was such a difference. Even the assault rifles were outranged by this gun without stopping power on. And remember, this is when stopping power was in the game, and it was absolutely not needed with the MP40, and that is why the MP40 comes in at the number 1 most overpowered gun in Call of Duty history. That is all for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like rating, and let me know in the comment section below what order you would have put these guns in. And check the 2 videos on the screen if you haven't seen them yet. Until next time, guys, peace out.